excellent win at the weekend. Another clean sheet. That's 3 clean sheets out of 4 so far, as far as the league matches are concerned. And all of a sudden, that win can help to give you extra confidence. And maybe it was a display that deserved even a more emphatic victory than 2-0.
Yes, it's a good victory for the group. I think if you look at the game, I think it was a little bit different from the week before at Cambridge. Different sort of game where you had to show some different qualities in it. When we had the best chances in the game. I think when we got the second goal, we then kicked on a little bit more. But I think what they showed as well is that when you're coming out after half time, when you 1-0 up, the other team always has a rally for that first 15 minutes. And it's that, we speak about that resilience, about getting ready for that, making sure we're ready. And that was good for the group that they came through that and then started to play a little bit more. But it was a different sort of game from the Cambridge game. But there'd been some good performances. The Cambridge game was better in terms of football, and we should have had the result. We've spoken to the assessor about that, and I don't want to go into too much in it, but take it from me that in a roundabout way, that's a goal. It should never have been disallowed. So in another day, we're sitting with another 2 points on the board as well. But them things happen.
Last week, and you just spoke there about the resilience that you had to show after half time. That happens at, all teams, no matter the match, will have spells in the game where they're better than you. That's the way football goes. Having that game management is absolutely essential, isn't it? And it's not easy to tell people about it on the training field. It's only learned in matches, isn't it? And the more experienced players helping the younger players out.
Yes, it's a mentality as well with the group, and obviously you just mentioned them experienced players there. They know what's going to happen. They know them sort of games, and again as well, they know how important it was to get that first win for the group, and it gives you something to fight for and hold on to. But I don't think we held on to it. It was more of a professional performance in terms, like you're saying, that resilience. You're going to have to go through periods in a game where the other team have a spell. It's just the way it is. But it's been good in those moments, knowing what the game's asking you in those moments, and then the whole group reacting to that. Some of the pressing from that, when I've watched it back, some of the pressing and the shape and the structure to the team the other day was very, very good. Whereas in the Cambridge game, it was more of a passing game. People were speaking about that, the structure of the defensive shape and the way the group pressed and the distances was very, very good. It's something really pleased with. Again, when we lost the ball, we went and won it back early. So it's a great thing that we're trying to work on all the time. But the lads carried out really well.
How much confidence do you draw when you see the hard work on the training ground, particularly with the pressing and something? Because pressing is fantastic when it comes off, but if it's not done right, then it can be so costly. And when you see what you're doing on the training ground actually repeated in game time, how rewarding is that for you? And then you tell the players about, what they've learned and how good it was.
Yeah, we do. We watch things back and then we'll show it to the players. But again, it starts with the principles that we've been doing from the start of the season with the group. Obviously, new people have come in where there's a way that you press. If you can go and press all together, there's a way. If you can't get there, then you're good off that next ball that comes in. And it's all the principles that you're getting in every training session. You try and get it in all your training sessions, what you do. So it becomes a habit. It becomes an identity of your team. But it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of buy-in from the players. And I think when you show them the rewards that it can give you, and what it can do to the other team that you're playing against, then they start to realise that it's a big part of your game. It's a must. It's a must of the game. It's 50-50 attacking and defending, and the whole group's involved in both. And they've all bought into that, and it's something that we keep working on, definitely.
Talking there about good football and habits, another one is strikers scoring goals. And it's amazing, isn't it, when they start coming, that they just sort of keep coming. And another 2 for James Vaughan. We know about his ability right at the very top level of the game. And when he's in the sort of form in and around, the opposition penalty area, he's a priceless asset for you.
Yes, I think, like you said, the goals that he scored against Liverpool, done him the world of good. And again, he's getting that fitness levels up. I remember when he came to us last year on loan, it took him a few games to get up to that speed and find his rhythm. And obviously it's been helped by the service that's going into the box. The last couple of games, there's been a hell of a lot more crosses coming in, especially from Liam Feeney when he played. And then young Lee the other day did great. He's been working a lot on his crosses. He knows that's a part of his game. And some of the balls he put into the box were really good. So Vaughan thriving on that. And that's the sort of character he is. And you want strikers like that. I've never known a striker yet that isn't the same. They need those goals. They'll have a sulk if they're not getting them, if they're not getting the chances. But that's part of the mentality. But the biggest thing about them, you'll know he'll fight for you. He'll fight for you. He'll lead the line. He'll go and press people. If he thinks, even if it's not going for him in front of goal, he'll still do that for his team. So that's a really good mark of a good striker as well.
And you made a bit of a tactical adjustment last week when you brought Paul Lewis on and played him in a more advanced role. And great to see those sort of things coming off. Yeah,
we always look at what we think the game might go like. So we have a plan going into the game, what we think we'd like it to be. And then obviously you have a plan thinking, well, if this isn't going the way we want it, how can we then affect the game to go on and win it and give us an impetus to get a foothold in the game. So it's something that I thought might happen. So we had a plan for it moving forward. But we wanted to be really positive from the start of the game and go with two strikers. Payne are doing the right to go up there and go and play. But they obviously came with three midfield players, so we just had to have a little look at that. And I just thought it was the right thing to do to give us a foothold in the game and get us going.
Salford City have made a really good start to the season. Everybody knows about their story, the class of '92, and how they've sort of gone through the leagues in the past few years. But they're acquitting themselves well, aren't they? That they took a little bit of time last season to adjust, but great start this time round. And I don't know whether you saw the game against Everton in the Carabao Cup, despite a 3-0 defeat, they really acquitted themselves well.
Yes, obviously they've got it's well documented about the players they brought in and money and things like that. But I don't really get involved in that. That's their club, and I wouldn't like to comment on that. But they've got off to a decent start. I know the manager and the assistant, Chris Lucchetti and Graham Alexander, have played hundreds of games with him. They've had promotions with the two of them. Really good guys. I've had some really special times with the two of them, and I know how much that means to them, and it'd be good to see them as well because they're really good friends of mine. But obviously on that day, we'll both be looking to go on and win that game.
And a good result in a match against Salford, particularly at their patch, can be a great confidence booster for you for the games to come.
Yes, definitely. I think we've got to remember that we're Tranmere as well. We're Tranmere Rovers Football Club, and we have a place in this league as well. We're going whenever we go to anywhere. We're going there to try and win the game. We back ourselves. We get things right with the talent that we've got, and we keep that mentality and that team spirit about us. And we get players back from injury and add into the group. That we can go and achieve something this year. But again, it comes from the starting points of the work we've put in the last few weeks, which we must continue to do. But we're going there. We always have to remember who we are as well, not the opposition. Final one from me, just team news in terms of players available, not available, who's back, who's out. We're getting a couple back. We're getting a couple back who are coming along okay. So we're looking at them at the moment. We've had a bit of bad news on Stephen Payne. He got injured in training on Thursday, went into a tackle and slipped at the same time, and he's done his groin, and it doesn't look a good one. So we're still waiting to find out a little bit more about that. At the moment, we're still getting some information from Maddie and from the specialist. But it doesn't look a good one. So that's been a bit of a disappointment and a blow to the group a little bit this week. So we're getting over that a little bit, but we'll be ready. But we're just we're concerned a little bit about Stefan, making sure that he's okay. And who may come back into the picture? That you said you got a couple that's sort of coming back. Yeah, Kane Woolery is going along okay, but it's still touch and go. Corey's had a week's training. But again, it might just be a little bit too early for him. Morgan Ferrier is still quite a little bit away. He's had a little bit of a setback with his, so it's just getting a bit untidy, that little one. But everyone's working in the right direction, trying to get these lads back on. Liam Feeney's come along well. He's hopefully trying to do a little bit of training next week. But some of these injuries, sometimes they just take a little bit longer than others, depending on the people that they are. Some heal quicker, some respond better, and that's what we're trying to do.